Hillary Clinton has all but secured the Democratic nomination in the American presidential race, surpassing Bernie Sanders in the number of secured delegates. But whether the election is something those outside the US should take notice of is up for debate. And Professor of International Relations Robert Patman joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening, Rebecca.
Well, this is a fascinating subject. Is Hillary Clinton's nomination a done deal?
I think she's nearly there. Today, America is contesting, the results are coming in from 6 contests, and she's won at least 3 of them and looks well placed to take California. So I think it's all virtually over. She has actually said after the New Jersey victory that this is a milestone and she's effectively claiming the nomination. It looks, however, that Bernie Sanders may soldier on, but I think there are signs that she will, at least in theory, be the nominee. In terms of pledged delegates, the final decision can't be made until the convention occurs in July. So
he doesn't have really any show of making a comeback here?
I wouldn't say he hasn't got any show. There's several things that we don't that could upset, and this has been let's face it, this has been a contest of upsets. But one thing is that Hillary Clinton is facing a criminal investigation which involves the Clinton Foundation. And also her use of emails, used a private server to communicate confidential traffic involving her email as Secretary of State. And she has just been severely criticised by the Inspector General of the State Department and someone who was appointed by the Obama administration. And the FBI are apparently interviewing Hillary Clinton within the next week or so. So we do not know whether this will lead to indictment. So I think, there may be those in the Sanders camp who want to soldier on in the hope that if they're still in the race and Clinton faces proceedings from the FBI, I mean, that would literally knock her out of the race if that happened. Yeah.
Why do you think this election has captured the attention of the world?
I think because it's been a sort of rebellion in 2 major parties against the respective establishments. First of all, Hillary Clinton has had a really tough battle with Bernie Sanders. He started off about 3% in the polls and was widely derided as a fringe candidate, and he's given her a tremendous run for her money. He's won 23 primaries so far, and she's won 29 plus. So it looks like she's got it now, but it's been a really grueling contest, and he's probably pushed her to the left of the party rather than further than she would rather go. So he's changed the terms of the debate. On the other side of the aisle, the Republican Party, Mr. Trump has, he has come out as the outsider, running against the Republican establishment and won. So you have 2 non-establishment candidates in both the Democrat Party and the Republican Party who've tapped into this tremendous anger within America about the poor performance of the American political system, and they seem to have tapped into it quite effectively.
Can the politics of another country have an impact locally?
I think it can. America's a bit of a trendsetter in many things, including politics. And I think one of the things that's become obvious in this campaign is that not only can outsiders actually confront establishments and do reasonably well, but issues which are seen as unfashionable, such as inequality, have grown in momentum in this campaign. And I think this is not just confined to the United States. I think there's a growing sense in many democracies, including New Zealand, that we need to make sure that our respective economic systems work better for more people rather than a relatively small minority.
Is this the most widely publicised primary process in US history?
Yes, it's probably one of the most controversial, and I still think there may be further twists and turns yet. But it looks like it's going to be Mr. Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Yes,
that brings me to the next question. Donald Trump looks like being the Republican candidate, but could that change?
It could. Well, he's still. It's interesting. The Speaker, Paul Ryan, said he's backing Mr. Trump, although he acknowledges that his recent comments about a Mexican-American judge, with respect to an inquiry into the Trump University, Mr. Trump was infuriated by comments by the judge regarding improprieties at Trump University, and Mr. Trump retaliated, as he always does, by suggesting that it was all down to the fact of the judge's Mexican heritage. And Paul Ryan said today that these are clearly racist comments, but he will continue to back Mr. Trump. So given that ambiguity, I think Mr. Trump, it is also possible, of course, and likely that there will be a third party challenge, that the Republican establishment will be scheming to put up someone against Trump. So it's a very interesting space. I mean, one interesting thing about this race between Trump and Clinton is they both have very high disapproval ratings. That is, they're not particularly popular amongst the wider public, either of them. So that's an interesting contest.
Do you think that they're evenly matched?
I think that Hillary Clinton will be hoping that once the contest over with Sanders, she'll be able to rally the support that's gone to Sanders behind her. And I think if that happens, then I think she should comfortably defeat Trump. What we don't know, however, is whether Trump can rally the Republican establishment behind him and therefore, multiply that support and to use it. He certainly will not. He will certainly take the gloves off against Hillary Clinton. She's actually got away with quite a lot so far on this email thing because Sanders made a point of saying he wasn't going to. He wanted the campaign to be issues based. But I don't think Mr. Trump will spare Hillary Clinton on this issue. And I think, mind you, I'm sure the Clintons will be digging up dirt on Trump as well. So it could be a real, slugfest.
Watch this space. Professor of International Relations,
Thank you.
Robert Patman, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.